All right, guys, welcome back. This is the new year, 2024. And we started it off with a bang. We had a major X-class flare last night that set us right into the new year, setting us up for everything that is going to be unfolding. So before we get into that X-class flare, let's talk about the planetary alignments that are definitely setting you up today. So this is a new year, this is a new mood, this is a new attitude, these are new goals. And this sets you up in the perfect position to think long and hard about these new long-term goals. And then you'll be able to break it down into more manageable pieces. And that's because the sun is in Capricorn, but we also have the moon in Virgo. And then Venus and Saturn are playing a part, and they're gonna have us focus kind of on our fears and the anxiety. And this is going to happen before Mercury goes direct. And when this happens, it is going to switch you into a more positive mindset. And this is going to position you into focusing more on, yet again, those possibilities. And you're going to have a buildment of excitement. And this is going to bring your new visions into life. Okay, so let's talk about the X-class flare now. So this X-class flare threw us into an R3 very strong radio blackout. So this is one of the largest flares that we've had for a very long time, and it set us just perfectly up for 2024. I felt it coming, and as soon as it hit, I definitely felt it. So we did have issues with navigation. Radio communication had a large majority of it shut down. A lot of power grid losses were impacted by this R3 radio blackout. And these were the areas that were affected. So it has thus died down, but I want to note that we are at a very weakened point in our magnetic field where these smaller, even flares are giving us these radio blackouts. But this bad boy came from region 3536. Now it already sent us an M1 flare and an M2.3, and both of those sent us into an R1 radio blackout. And it also gave us a CME. Now we are waiting for the data to see if there are Earth-directed components and when the trajectory is going to reach us, because we probably are going to have a very large geomagnetic storm from this. But this is the region where it is at. And we do have two other regions that are not really active, pretty much stable, but this is our big player because we still have a 25% chance of having something from here. So it switched into beta and delta range. It went up in size as it turned onto the limb. We went up in the number of sunspots. Note the percentage of the X-class flare. So that's a 25% chance of having something from this region, 25% from that proton level, which is going to slightly send us into an S1 solar radiation storm. And here's just a closer vision of what this region really does look like in the next coming of days. As it turns more onto the sun, Earth directed, we'll be able to see how complex and large this region is. But like I said, it did give us a CME. Now this was from that X-class flare that sent us into the R3 radio blackout. This is a partial halo CME, and yet again, it's still being analyzed. But the bulk was around 500 kilometers per second, but it did reach into high levels, and that's why we got such a very strong radio blackout, is because of the velocity from this. So we are going to get hit with a lot of velocity, guys, and a lot of pressure too. And note, we do have a coronal hole, even though it is on the other side. It is still facing Earth, so it is going to push a lot of these protons in a lot quicker, and I think that's exactly what happened in this case with the R3 radio blackout, was this played a very large portion in it. We also had an M4 that erupted this morning. So we have X-class flares. We have two M-class flares. Now these were from a region that is unnumbered. I believe it is going to be 35, 37, which is really like literally right next to 35, 36 that gave us the X-class flares. Very big region, very big bright region right now in the sun. Now here are our proton levels. So you can see we had quite a bit of jump from that X-class flare because it had a high protein percentage, right? So we do have a chance of this slipping into an S1, which is a minor solar radiation storm. And if we reach the threshold, this is 10 mega electron volts, then we'll see that S1 solar radiation storm persist. Now our solar winds are pretty low. We reached around 300 to 340 kilometers per second. We do have a negative polarity that is coming in, so we're gonna reach those maybe active G1 geomagnetic storm levels. Now we are going to see a geomagnetic storm from that X-class flare, but yet again, the data is being analyzed, so we don't exactly know what we are going to get, but we are going to keep an eye out on this. They'll probably have more data later today and tomorrow. But how freaking exciting! Happy New Year to us, guys. And I have been keeping an eye out, and I just want to tell you guys, this is individual timelines. These are individual. We are skipping every single hour. Everybody is switching right now. It is very, very important. This is not a glitch. So what timeline are you guys on? Because we have a lot of things going on all simultaneously all the time. Why is that? Pushing us into that new year. And I want to take note that this happened early this morning. Japan had a major earthquake right after this X-class flare, and expect to see more of this happening, especially as we have more higher solar activity. This is going to be the new normal. So how are you feeling after that very, very large X-class flare? How exciting. And I do want to thank everybody for all the kind words and all of the love and light. Yes, I felt it completely for that full week that I was gone, and I super appreciate everything that you guys did, all the kind words, all the messages that I received. And just from the bottom of my heart, I really, really appreciate it. Every single one of you. Thank you very, very much. Thank you. I love you guys so much. Have a wonderful New Year's Day, and we're looking forward to more because 2024 is the year. This is the year. You know it. I know it. It's happening now. Love ya.